off like 2, 3 years ago, and traveled from Cincinnati, I believe, to Kentucky, Tennessee, and then we hit Atlanta, Georgia. But on our way there to Atlanta, Georgia, uh, it was early in the morning. It was around about like I say around about 6 or 5:40 something in the morning. I know it had to be around that time because the fog built up and then the sun was out and that early morning. Uh, and we was on our way to Atlanta, Georgia, and we had to pass through Tennessee, and you could see the mountains, but the fog was just like low to the ground, and I was in the front, just watching my area, and right up on the mountain, and you can see the pine trees, and I seen monkey, but it was like a bear, but it was black, and it had big wide shoulders and no neck, uh, towards the expressway. You know what I'm saying? That's the best I could describe what I seen. It was like looking towards the expressway, but the way the fog was going through the mountains, you can barely. I mean, you wouldn't even see it if you was just driving. You wouldn't pay attention to see it. It was kind of like it was blended in, but it wasn't blended in. It was so big. It was like as tall as the pine tree. I'm gonna say the pine tree from my distance from where I seen it, it was at least about 900 feet. I'm gonna say it like that, 900 feet, and it was up hugging the pine tree, and it was as tall as the pine tree. That's what I realized, that it wasn't a bear, or it wasn't anything I ever seen in my life. Um, did I know about it? You can believe me or not. I mean, it is what it is. That ain't the first time I seen it though. So this thing was real big, and you can see the muscles in the fur, and it was black, like in fur. On one arm was around the pine tree, and the other one was down on his side, and it was standing straight up, and it was looking towards the expressway, and it was fog everywhere. Just trying to think of everything I seen that day. But when I seen it, I did tell my cousin and my wife I seen. I don't know that, but it been on my mind for a while. So that was the first time I seen it. The second time I saw, uh, just move them in, and then sometimes we'd move them out. And one day we had to go to Tennessee. That's the crazy part. To Tennessee. So we got in the truck that day, dropped a few pianos off, and started headed towards Tennessee. And we got all the way in Tennessee. We dropped the piano off at the lady house. She lived like, man, in some woods somewhere, and that freaked me out already. Is what I seen on the mountain prior, like I say, a year from the date I was working moving the pianos. That kind of freaked me out. The woods, period. Now I don't even go in woods no more. It's not worth my time. From what I've seen is real, it's true. And we dropped the piano off at the lady house. Uh, it was three of us that day. We all jumped back in the truck. I sat in the front, my partner drive, my other partner in the back of the truck. So we rode uh, going back to Kentucky. So we had to go. Um, we already was in Tennessee, so we start heading back. And it was real hot. I do remember it was real hot like that. Uh, mm, it was green on the trees. I know, so it was a nice sunny day. I know it was a beautiful day that day. We start heading back, and we get to talking, and stuff like that. And I start looking out the window, and you know how you just sit in a car or a truck or whatever, you just zone out the window, just looking at the trees and absorbing life. And we was going back home, and we crossed this bridge. That's the crazy part. I seen it the first time driving on the bridge. So this time we was on a bridge on the expressway the same way. And well, I mean, the first time I seen it, I was on the bridge too, on the expressway. And so we was going back, and I was looking out the window, and I was just in relaxed mode. I remember that being just chill, ready to go home, tired from working. Um, I wasn't that tired, but I was tired, ready to go home. I tell you that. And I looked out the window. I say to my right side, and down like this field, and then it was like a open field, but with trees on each side. And then you know how Tennessee trees is, they real tall. You know, I'm talking about this, they just tall, and then the tree sprouts out. So at the bottom of the tree, you can really see majority everything. If you ever been through Tennessee, you can see how you can see through every tree really. Like tree lines up on each. I mean, the trees back to back of each other. You know what I mean? And on each side, that's how it was. The trees was back to back, and they had a clearance like in the middle. I guess that's where they go to get the electrical wires and hang up poles and stuff like that through the city. They go through this open field. They made it like a cut, and it was real wide though. And I looked down that cut, and I seen some tall, like red, furry, tall. I say she around about. I don't know if it was a girl or it was a boy, but I know it was around about like let's say about a good 7 and 8 footer, and it had red fur. Um, looked like us, really, like, but a person with no clothes on but covered in fur. This one was red. I mean, like from my distance, it's about good like 1,000 foot, 1,000 feet away from me. I mean, and I seen it, and off rip, I knew what it was. I yelled in the truck. I was like, "Man, I just seen something." Like the guy's like, "What you see? What you see, man?" And I was like, "Man, I think I just saw Bigfoot." They laughed and laughed. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, I really seen it with my eyes, and it still hunt me, man. I wouldn't go in the woods. Uh, I wouldn't even go camping no more. To tell you the truth, if I was to go camping, I would have to have a weapon. I'm a black guy. I tell you the truth. Most people just like, man, you crazy, bro. You crazy to even talk about like something like that, bro. To bring it to the world the way I feel right now is like, who gonna believe you? You know what I'm saying? Nobody believes. You know, uh, the world right now is so trapped into these cell phones, TVs. Most people ain't looking up. Everybody looking down. You know what I mean? Um, but if I think about that, all my life, I look down, man. I never really. I mean, I look up in the sky. I mean, don't get it twisted. I look up and around me, and my focus is right. But most of my life, everybody head down, and start looking. If you don't believe, just look. Um, I heard many stories about it. Um, do I believe some of the stories? Yeah. Now that I seen it with my own eyes, yeah, I believe. I believe. And now they got me just like, man, bro, what's out there for real? Like, you know what I mean? Um, do I want to see it again? No, I don't. I don't ever want to see that really again. But to show people that it's real, I would like to for them to see it. I mean, around that's in the woods. You know what I'm saying? And I could think about so many times me being in the woods and probably was there, right there on the side. Really, you ever been somewhere and if probably was that? I mean, not exactly Bigfoot, but what ain't really the name of it, man? They call it Bigfoot, but it's just a bipedal animal, creature, whatever you want to call it. Uh, so just I don't know, just believe, man. It's true, man. Believe them, man, because it's real. It really exists. Would I catch this thing for money? Yeah, give me 100,000. I might shoot it, I might kill it, but hey, I mean, I wouldn't try to catch this thing and put it in a cage and nah, I couldn't keep it. I don't. Maybe you people like to go camping and explore and walk mountains and cliffs and jog and hike and so on. But this guy going back in the woods and camping and whatever, nah, I wouldn't even take my family out there. Tell you the truth. But they do say, hey, a person will kill you before an animal will. And that's the crazy part. A person can kill you before an animal will. What is this? Fucking animal that just walks like us. Um, could it? Could we come from it? Yeah, we could. We could have revolved into us. Yeah, with no fur and then it's out there. It's out there. They got dates. So that's my story, man. I just had to get it off my head. Uh, it's just been bothering me. If anybody hear me, respond to this video, press the like, I guess. Maybe I can get some attention or something about this. Um, Not attention for myself. This is about something that's been with us for years and something that been hunting my scene. I just needed to get it it off my chest. Let the world know that it's real. Maybe somebody else heart to tell them, tell people their story. I mean, you know, maybe somebody out there just like me ran across it and scared it to let people know that it's real. But maybe so, maybe. I don't know. So, would I keep up with this subject? I don't know. I mean, I had to go do my own research about it. If I was to just talk about nothing but this, I have to go research it a little bit more farther than what I know. But now that I've seen it, I have done a lot of research. Really, it pushed me towards science when I'm already into science. We ain't the only ones. Yeah. Is it an alien? No. Hell no. Hell no. Hey guys, push the like button. Peace.